G'day there, ladies and Ledians! Welcome back to another episode of my Ledisman Let's Play. Last time we kind of just did some things around Ecruteak City. We battled the Kimono Girls, got surf. We also started challenging the gym leader, well, the gym, to clear out the trainers, making way for Morty today. Decided to make it nighttime to kind of spice it up, add to the vibes, I guess, and also because we haven't really done a nighttime episode. Not that it changes much, but you know. Alright, so our team. We still have 4 Ladian and 1 Ladybug. The levels aren't exactly even. That might be an issue, but we'll see how we go. I think we can do it. It's not going to be as tough as Whitney, I don't think. Morty, I think, is a bit easier in that regard. Like, Miltank is a very tough opponent, but we've got Chloe with Ice Punch and Thunder Punch, so we can hit Ghost type Pokemon. We've also got Bruce with Dig, which will be super effective against the Poison type because there's no Levitate in this generation. And then, other than that, we got Confusion strategies, you know, like Supersonic. If all that fails, we got Struggle for the opponent. I don't think Struggle still might be a normal type in this generation. But anyway, that's the plan. We should be good, but we'll see how we go. It's important to keep Chloe and Bruce alive as much as possible, so I don't feel bad about switching in, say, Teamy to take some damage. We've also got Teamy that is able to set up some screens. Ghost type in this generation, I believe, counts as a physical attack. So if the Shadow Balls are very strong, then we can switch to Teamy to get a barrier up. Not a barrier, a reflector. Yeah, the main thing is, do I want to leave a Chloe or Bruce? Let's just try Chloe. Go hard and fast. So, depending on the levels, this will be either 1 or 2 attempts. And remember, we are not trying to use Flash on our first attempt. We want to just see how a typical Ladian will go. We're not really looking to abuse ING too much on the first attempt. Alright, he's a bit of a chatterbox, but we're finally into the battle. How many Pokemon's got? 3 or 4? 4. Alright, I believe he doesn't have any Mischievous, so it should all be the Ghastly line. Yep. Alright, let's knock it out quickly. We do gotta be careful about Curse, because that will rack up the damage very quickly, doing about a quarter of our health every turn. Other things to... Okay. There's 1 curse, but we cannot keep Chloe in. We need to keep Chloe as healthy as possible. So I think we might switch over to Teamy to maybe set up like a barrier. Maybe bait out another curse. If we can get them to curse multiple times, then it's probably easier. Nightshade as a set damage move, so we can't really reduce that. But I set up a reflect anyway, in case of Shadow Ball. Curse. That's fine. Because we're going to be switching out, so... This is kind of a easier time to battle, I guess. Let's try Bruce. I want to see how much damage it can do. Hypnosis. Love the animation. But yeah, like if, you know, Haunter and Ghastly are gonna just be using Curse to halve their own health over and over again, then this fight is way easier than expected. Like, if you remember Whitney's Miltank, right? Her AI was like pretty spot on. Like, there wasn't much improvement that you could do. Like, occasionally there was like a stomp instead of a rollout or something, but other than that, it was like insanely smart. But it seems like with the curses, Morty's probably not that good. So yeah, Gengar does outspeed us, which is a bit annoying. Did a fair amount of damage, but let's keep it going. Mean Look, Hypnosis, probably Shadow Ball, maybe Dream Eater. There's a Hypnosis. Alright, we gotta try and get Bruce out of it. We can't really afford to have him later. Dream Eater. We got high special defense at least. But it's probably best if we don't let him heal up. So let's switch over to Chloe. I'm hoping like his last Garcia Haunt doesn't have Dream Eater, for example, you know? Between Thunder Punch and Ice Punch is technically better, but I like Thunder Punch with Paralysis. In case this is a prolonged fight, Paralysis is probably better. There's a Shadow Ball, so this should be doing physical damage. But luckily, Gengar's physical attack is not very high. It's kind of a weird design choice. You know, I wouldn't have chosen that, but you know. Okay, so now we just got one more Haunter. This should be pretty doable. Chloe is a beast, that's for sure. Night Shade, that's going to do 23 damage. Which means we can only take one more. Mimic. Yeah, so I feel like Morty's got a bunch of moves that aren't really useful. Like, it would be cool if he had like some poison type moves like, say, Acid or even Sludge Bomb. That way, like, you have to worry a bit about poison and curse as well. Or if he had Lick, you know, then you can have to worry about Paralysis. But he's got Mimic, Hypnosis, Dream Eater, Mean Look, like... It's a lot of moves that you don't need. Like, it's cool to have like one Pokemon with like a Hypnosis Dream Eater combo. Or like a Curse and Mean Look or something, but we can just kind of fall down. Get out of here. Oh, right. Before I continue, I should be able to do this. One sec. So, hopefully if everything went correctly, you should be seeing Chuck on the side. Isn't that exciting? It's pretty cool that I managed to do that in the middle of an episode, but if I haven't, then I'm going to be very awkward. I'm still kind of like learning a lot of this stuff. I'm not really... Well, occasionally I look up a guide, but I'm not really like in a course or anything, I'm just kind of winging it. But yeah, like, overall I feel like Morty's AI and like team composition is worse than Whitney. If he also had like a Mischievous, that would be good. You know, get some pain split out. But it is what it is. So we can do more this episode. We can start heading over to Olivine City, taking on some opponents there. Hopefully get some level ups for the other Ladian that are a bit lackluster at the moment. Yeah, I also expect Chuck to be pretty easy. He's only got 2 Pokemon. And fighting type, we quad resist that. Well, double resist it rather. Because we're bug flying type. So, any fighting type moves should be reduced to a minimum. Again, our defense is low, so maybe, but besides Dynamic Punch, the only thing we really need to worry about is like the occasional normal type move or like a water type move from Pyrath. But with high special defense, water type moves aren't that bad. And so it's the normal type moves and the confusion from dynamic punch, which is 50% chance to hit. If that sounds familiar, that's because it's similar to our supersonic, which is, I believe, 55%. And we don't have any flying type moves, so I don't know how much damage we can deal. The only super effective move we have is Thunder Punch against Pyromath. So it should be interesting, but I think between the Fly Ladian, we can take out one chuck. Jasmine, however, that's gonna be tough. The only super effective move we've got is Bruce with Dig. And Steel type are known for having high defense, especially the Steelies. We don't need Lens Screen or Reflect on Bree. Teamy is kind of our support one. Yeah, we don't use that gun as well. But yeah, Jasmine's gonna be very tough because 2 Magnemite, I believe, and Steelix. Magnemite are super effective against us, so that's a bit of an issue. We don't have much super effective against them. Bruce being able to use Dig should be pretty good against Magnemite. But the Steelix has like a lot of HP, and if Jasmine uses any like hyper potions or something mid-battle, and that is going to be a pain. We won't be able to Thunder Punch it because it is part ground type. Which means that Chloe will only be able to use Ice Punch, which is neutral at least, because it's super effective against ground, but not very effective against Steel type. So we could potentially freeze it. Other than that, Comet Punch will deal 1 damage 5 times, which is pretty good. And we've always got Supersonic. And again, if we fail the first attempt, then we can start using Flash. But I like to try to not rely on it. Like, sure we didn't have the type advantage then, but we almost lost to a level 15 Doduo for level 23 Ladian. Oh god, another one! And that's stronger too. You know what, let's just send out Chloe. I'll train out the other Ladian off screen. We'll just maybe... Actually, I can kind of end the episode whenever then, really. If my goal is to, you know, do some training up before the next gym, I gotta do that training anyway, so whether that's on screen or off screen, it's kind of up to me. Don't know how much you enjoy the training. If I have some topics to really talk about, then it could be interesting, or at least, you know, somewhat okay to listen to while you do something else. But if I don't have anything to talk about, then it's gonna be kind of awkward, or boring, or both. So I'm not entirely sure, you know, what to talk about, really. If you have anything, really, to talk about in the comments, you know, we can start an entire conversation about the Pokemon movies or Pokemon games. You know, like, I'm here to help build up a community, and I'd like to know what you like. I've seen some comments recently about, like, some fellow Ladian enjoyers. You know, tell me what you like about Ladian. And I mean, I think a lot of my thoughts are already pretty clear, but I do like it. And yeah, I don't know, maybe we can talk about ways to improve it. I have some ideas, but it's good to brainstorm with people, you know? In any case, I think that's going to be it for today's episode. I'll probably do some training off screen, and then we can make our way to Olivine City pretty well. We gotta go down to Signwood, battle Chuck, and then we can do the Ampho stuff, which will take a bit. So take a bit until Jasmine, but we should be able to get to Chuck within 1 or 2 episodes, which shouldn't be too bad. But in any case, I would like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you later.